Hello. I'm gonna do my September wrap up. Last month was September. My September wrap up. I don't have the winner of my giveaway for August because I'm filming this without having looked at the comments. I will do that and insert it now. Hello, it's a different day. I might be wearing the same thing. I don't remember what I was wearing when I filmed the last video. But anyways, I am just gonna do the giveaway portion of this video. So this is for a copy of My Grandmother's Braid by Alina Bronsky. I don't remember the translator off the top of my head. I am so sorry. All right, Joe. Congratulations. Sorry, I am really excited for you. I'm just kind of tired, so I don't have the same energy that I normally bring to this portion of the video, but yay, congratulations. And thank you to the people that entered for being interested in the books that I like and recommend. I will go back to my previous self. Congratulations to the winner. Yay. So I had an okay September. I'm going to start with the two books that I I unhauled. The one that I spent the least amount of time with, I guess, was Baby Teeth by Zoje Stage, I think, or Stage. I have no idea. This, I think, is like a thriller about a little girl. I think it's a girl about a little child that is, I guess, scary and evil and maybe gonna try to kill the parents or something. I think this is probably fine. I just don't care. It wasn't like, it didn't draw me in, and it's an arc. I'm just not interested. If it were a movie, I would watch the movie 100%. Then I DNF'd The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. Niffenegger? What a weird last name. Niffenegger. Ugh. Okay. Sorry, Audrey. I don't mean to be so critical of your name. And I did record vlog footage of me trying to, mostly, I think this one, the other one I gave up pretty quickly. So I'm going to try to put that together and, upload it soon. But yeah, I just got creepy, weird vibes from this book. I don't get it. So yeah, not interested. Then I finished 4 things, technically two books, a kid's book, and then a pamphlet. So my least favorite thing of the month was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. This is my first time reading the Chronicles of Narnia, and I am reading it with Jake's mom and brother. And actually, I should probably check to see when we're supposed to read the second one by. But yeah, this was totally, an acceptable kid's book. There's nothing like wrong with it. It's just, I didn't read it when I was a kid, so I don't have that same nostalgia that someone else reading it might have. I thought that, I forget which one, but there's the 2 older brother sister and then the 2 younger brother sister. The younger boy, obviously I just really was irritated with him so much throughout the whole book. He was not great. I feel the religiosity of it was it wasn't too much, but it was definitely present. They're called the sons of Adam and the daughters of Eve, and there's a scene when they're describing Aslan and the feeling that they get inside of themselves. And so this whole whatever, I don't know what to call it when you're using something to represent something else, but it was it was, I get it, that's fine. I don't think it was too much though. As a non-religious person, it wasn't overbearing or anything. It's just I could see it, and that might have been part of the reason why it wasn't as enjoyable for me. But yeah, I thought it was just fine. I wish I could remember more because I read it so long ago, and I read it in a day. It's a very, very easy book to read. I thought, oh, there's a scene towards the end where there's another lion, and he got really excited because they let him be part of this thing, and I was like, oh, that's cute, but I don't know, it's fine. It's just fine. And then my next favorite thing is A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift. This is 2 or 3 things, a few things. A Meditation Upon a Broomstick, a description of a city shower, a short view of the state of Ireland, a modest proposal, and an examination of certain an examination of certain abuses, corruptions, and enormities in the city of Dublin. I don't remember any of the other ones, but I do remember Modest Proposal, and let me tell you, if you haven't read it, you need to read it. It cracked me up so much. I couldn't tell, like, baby, what? Can you stop? Mommy's busy. I couldn't tell that these were like satire or like jokes at first, because he like his delivery is so like, I mean, I guess deadpan. I don't know. I don't know if you can do deadpan in writing, but also the writing is like very, stodgy and old. So it's kind of hard to tell what's happening. But once it goes into like what the actual proposal is, I'm not going to ruin it for you. Go read it. It's not that long. It's super, super funny. Then I guess, is The Splendid and the Vile? I don't know. I probably actually enjoyed A Modest Proposal more than I enjoyed this, but I feel weird putting that ahead of this just because of how much, although I listened to a lot of this on audiobook. Hallelujah for audiobooks. So it wasn't like that taxing. But yeah, I read The Splendid and the Vile by Erik Larson, and I read this for a book club, and I read and listened to it for a book club. I had to speed listen towards the end. I guess I didn't speed listen. I listened to it still like at 1.5 or whatever, but yeah, I needed to finish it. And I was 4 pages shy when we got to book club. I was so proud of myself. But yeah, this is about Churchill, mostly during World War II. I was very trepidatious going into this book because I started to read The Devil in the White City by Erik Larson like a couple years ago, and I was not enjoying it. I'm very particular about my nonfiction and the way it's written. I have griped about this so many times, so I'm sorry for being a broken record, but when you are writing a book of nonfiction about a specific thing that happened, I don't need you to foreshadow. I don't need you to say, like, who could have known that this and that would have happened, and little did he know that blah, 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 and oh, but that would be the last time that he da-da-da-da-da. Like, just don't do it. Just tell me the facts from point A to point B. I am reading a nonfiction book, so, like, I don't need you to pretty it up or make it more like fiction in order for me to feel compelled to pick up the book. It's so annoying to me. I just hate it. So anyways, The Devil in the White City was doing that, at least to my recollection. I haven't picked it up in a minute. This did not do that very much. It also could be that because I was listening to it on audio, I didn't notice it if it was doing it. But yeah, so I was nervous to pick it up because that was my only other Larson experience. And because on the back of the book, it says, The Splendid and the Vile takes readers back to a time of true leadership when, in the face of unrelenting horror, Churchill's eloquence, courage, and perseverance bound a country and a family together. And I just find that horrible because it makes it sound like Churchill was like this great guy, which he was not. He was not a great guy. He was like pretty bad, actually. This is not to say that I don't think that he, obviously without him, who knows what would have happened during World War II. Like, I'm not trying to say that his contribution to, fighting Hitler was not great, but he was not a good man. He was not a good person. And I just get really irritated when books are so like one-sided, basically. Like, I don't feel like there's like that much of a critique of his views on like colonialism and, like all of the other problems that exist. Like, he was not good, like in my opinion. He was not a good person, and none of that kind of stuff is in this book. But as a counter argument or fact, like, this book is about a very specific thing. So I can, I guess, understand why maybe it wasn't like put into the book. But it still really bothers me. And he does go into kind of like, Churchill's problems with like maybe, spending like obscene amounts of money, like the amount, it was disgusting. This family is just like getting all these extra rations because they need to like, show off for all these foreign people coming in. And it's just, it was really vile, in my opinion. That was vile. But I understand. I assume this was actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this is like some kind of quote from something, but I don't remember or care. So yeah, they just like lived so lavishly, and he's always naked. Like the sexual abuse, I mean, I guess it's not sexual abuse, but just like workplace harassment, being naked constantly when you're the prime minister of a major world power. It's gross that you're naked all the time. No one needs to see it. Put your pants on. Like, I don't understand like why you would think that that's appropriate in any way, shape, or form. Very frustrating. I thought that there was a lot of focus on gosh, what are her, Mary, I think, is his daughter, and then his daughter-in-law, whose name I can't remember. Oh my gosh. I thought I had to sneeze. I do. Sorry. But anyway, so his son was also terrible, but like, surprise, surprise. And his daughter-in-law, his poor daughter-in-law is like treated like trash by her husband. And then also Mary is just like, I think, she's the unsung hero, whatever. I would be interested in reading, because I think she wrote a memoir or something. She wrote a book, and I would be interested in reading it. But yeah, I mean, clearly because Erik Larson is probably using like their diaries and their things as source documents, that's why they're so heavily involved. I think he did do a really good job of incorporating, like, while it's clearly about Churchill and his family and like Churchill's, role during World War II, he does a really good job of incorporating what was going on globally. I mean, wow, that's a lie. Not globally, but why the US was not wanting to get involved, and like, the issues with that, and, Hitler and what he's doing, and like all of this stuff. So he does a really good job of placing, Churchill within the whole context of the war, but while focusing more on Churchill. So I do think that he did a really good job with that. But there's like these like weird scenes where, it's like this girl's like, oh, let's, I want to make sure I lose my virginity because we might get bombed and die. And it's just like, okay, did you watch Grease 2 or something? Like, what are you talking about? Sorry. It's a, fun little reference there for you. But it's just like, why are you talking about women wanting to have sex right now? Like, it just felt very weird. And again, he's trying to like intersperse like daily, regular public life into the book, using all of these diaries and stuff. And that's fine. But I feel like maybe some editing of that would have been a better and a more appropriate. I think I ended up giving this 3.5 stars. I did think it was well done for the most part. But it just was like, I don't know. I already gave you my opinions. Yeah, I accept. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to add it to my library. And then my favorite book of the month was Lakewood by Megan Giddings. Oh boy, this was wild. So what to even say? So we're following a young woman whose name, Lena. Oh, I've got a... Oh, I was clearly working at one point while I was reading this. Anyways, so Lena's grandmother has just passed away. Lena is a Black woman, and her grandmother has just passed away, and she's in college. She's trying to kind of figure out what to do. Her mom has been quite ill for most of her life, so she has like seizures and she needs a lot of help. So Lena's kind of in this position. I can't remember if it starts off because like there's going to be a spring break or something. She's in college, but she basically needs to be making money and supporting her mom. So she's torn between these, different lives, because before, when her grandma was alive, her mom could, rely on the grandma for, a little bit. But now Lena kind of has this like weight that she feels that she has to, provide for her mom, while also, trying to be in school and all of that stuff. So that's kind of like, where we open up. And then at one point she gets invited to participate in a research program. And then things just get bonkers and bonkers and more bonkers. It's super unsettling. It's really upsetting. I really enjoyed the writing style. Specifically, most of the book is told in third person. So you're watching Lena do things. Obviously it'll have a little bit of first person if she's, like thinking about something or communicating with someone or whatever. But in general, the book is in third person, and then at a certain point it switches into letters. And so the rest of the book is first person because it's her writing letters to her friend, because she has one of her really good friends that she's in college with. And so she's writing her letters. So I really, really liked that kind of like, switch up. I thought that was really fun. It's, it is very upsetting because I think actually all of the people that work at Lakewood, which is the name of the research institute, are white. So I can't remember if all or if most of the research participants are people of color, but it is mostly that. So there is like, you know, this, first of all, I forget what the waiver is, but like you have, you know, you're signed up to, you literally do whatever they tell you to do. And they are going to give you like the money, they're going to give you the health insurance. And she really wants it for the health insurance for her mom. So she's kind of putting herself in this position to, you know, suffer because you don't know what's going to happen. And there is some like messed up stuff that happens. Okay. And yeah, it's so good. It's like sci-fi thriller, you know, like looking at socioeconomic status, race, you know, how, I really forgot where I was. My phone died again, per usual. Or my phone didn't die. I keep saying that. I have battery. I ran out of battery. But anyways, you know, creepy, very good. I recommend a lot. So if you want to read this, if you want to win a copy of this, let me know down below in the comments and I will enter you into a giveaway. I feel like I've stopped mentioning the rules. Open to anyone. I ship via Blackwells if you don't live in the US, but if you want to win a copy of this, if you're 18 older, you know, blah, 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 you have to tell me that you want to enter. It's a giveaway, so only one person's going to win. Yeah, so that's it. I feel like I was on a roll and then my camera running out of space just crushed me. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys another time.